Just a quick one, guys, before we do get into today's video. I want you to check out the channel's official clothing store, Klopp Clothing. Each design is limited edition and is perfect to wear on a match day, on the terraces at Anfield, down your local, or cozy in the comfort of your own home. Do browse our big collection by going down into the link in the description or going to kloppiclothing.com. Thank you, and let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, in today's video, we are going to be going through today's headline. Yes, Liverpool have landed a sensational deal ahead of a busy summer transfer window. A very exciting one there indeed. We'll get to that a bit later. We're also going over all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. We're also going to be discussing our upcoming game against Aston Villa. Let's start with that one, guys. Of course, we're not back in action now until Monday. It is a big game for us, I suppose, not in terms of the outlook or the table or where we could finish the season. We've already kind of guaranteed where we're finishing. We're already in the Champions League, of course. But, of course, it's Jurgen Klopp's last away game as Liverpool manager, which is going to be fairly sad and is the sort of dress rehearsal, if you like, for the big one next week against Wolverhampton Wanderers, where we'll be saying goodbye to him. Whilst we haven't been in action in European football, and it still pains me to see, the Europa League, the competition that we were involved with last night, seeing Bayer Leverkusen and the side that beat us, Atalanta, progress to the final. Still pisses me off that we did lose to Atalanta, but it does look like Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen could go unbeaten in the Europa League as well. They're two finals away of securing a treble, 2 games away from securing a treble. So yeah, Bayer Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso's former Red, will be managing against Atalanta, the side that, of course, beat us in the quarterfinals. Now, talking about other European games, Aston Villa are this weekend's opposition. They are out of the Europa Conference League after they lost again to Olympiacos. They lost 2-0 on the night, 6-2 on aggregate, which sees Unai Emery's side out of the competition. Now, all eyes are going to be on this game. Now, Aston Villa have been in pretty poor form as of late, as stated, losing to Olympiacos last night. Again, that's a really, probably a bad one to take. I think a lot of Villa fans were expecting them to probably go on and win the competition, but not even that. It continues into the league as well. They lost to Brighton last weekend. Prior to that, they lost 4-2 to Olympiacos, and they drew to Chelsea, with the last win coming back on the 21st of April, where they beat Bournemouth 3-1. If you look at their form in their last sort of 6 games, they just have 1 win in their last 6 matches, which is kind of contrary to our recent form. Our form starting to pick up a little bit after our win against Spurs. But Aston Villa, of course, have all but secured Champions League football. They're pretty much there. They just need Spurs. Well, they just need a point, I think, and that's it. And they should be in through to the Champions League spaces, but yeah, they'll have everything to sort of play for, and obviously try and get back to form again, try and get back to some a good ending for their season. Of course, securing Champions League football is a big thing for Villa, but for us, obviously, we just want to enjoy the last few games with Jurgen Klopp at the helm of this football club. So yeah, interesting one there for regards to Villa. As I said, very poor form at this moment in time, but ahead of this one, guys, as well, Jurgen Klopp could be facing a ban for his final game as Liverpool manager. Yes, a very interesting story. Yes, Jurgen Klopp will need to be on his best behaviour during the trip to Aston Villa, with his place on the touchline at Anfield for his final game depending on it. As we stated, just 2 games remaining in the manager's tenure at Anfield, with the trip to Villa Park preceding. That will be an emotional final outing against Wolves on May 19th. But to present on the touchline in the latter, Klopp needs to avoid being shown a yellow card by referee Simon Hooper, who has plenty of history with on Monday evening. Klopp is just 1 yellow card away from a touchline ban by accumulating 3 cautions in a season, having been shown a card twice over the campaign so far. He was cautioned at Luton and at Burnley after 2 Liverpool penalty shouts were waved away, meaning he has to be on his best behaviour in his penultimate game. It leaves plenty of power in the hands of referee Hooper, who was the official in that defeat at Tottenham earlier in the season, an occasion Klopp admitted he can still not get over. So yes, guys, a very, very interesting one there indeed. Hopefully, Hooper is probably the worst referee matchup for Jurgen Klopp to have in his second to last game. But if he gets a yellow card, if he starts mouthing off, I'm sure now that we're out of the title race, he probably won't be caring, but he could face a ban should he get a yellow card for his last game, which would be very, very devastating. And I wouldn't put it past Klopp. For his last game to be like that and being banned. But hopefully, he stays on his best behaviour. I know it's hard when Simon Hooper is in charge of a game. Now, moving on to today's main headline, guys, of course, is with regards to us landing a sensational deal. Now, you may have heard about this one a couple of weeks ago. However, more reports and more concrete news has emerged with regards to it, saying that a deal is pretty much done, and we're starting to get a realization of just how the breakdown of the deal is going to work in a sensational bit of business by the football club. Yes, it won't be until early next year that Liverpool will be going public with who the kit manufacturer from 2025-2026 will be, but we're starting to get an idea of the breakdown of the deal that looks all but done. Liverpool's current deal with Nike runs out at the end of next season, with the club striking a sensational deal with Adidas from 2025-2026, according to Sports Business initially, but we are starting to hear more confirmation and the breakdown of the deal following this report a couple of weeks ago. Liverpool were willing to head to the High Court to extradite themselves from a deal with New Balance back in 2019 and work with American sports apparel giant Nike, with the Reds successfully arguing that Nike's global footprint could help them scale up revenues beyond the guaranteed sums that they would have been receiving at New Balance. The deal was reported to be around the £30 million mark, guaranteed annually, a sum considerably lower than what their rivals were receiving from their respective kit deals. But it was the 20% at the club received from the sales of Liverpool's Nike branded merchandise that provided the value boost, with the added extra thought to see the revenue rises to around 60 to 65 million pounds. More reports coming out following the Sports Business one have confirmed that the club have all but completed the deal, and now we are starting to find out the breaking down of it. When Adidas is confirmed as the Reds' next kit manufacturer, then it's likely that they will be at least seeking parity with some of the biggest deals that have been struck in the Premier League, but it likely won't be in line with what Manchester United currently have in place. Last summer, Manchester United agreed to a kit deal extension for 10 years with Adidas, worth a reported £90 million a year over the life of the deal. That figure puts them in clear of their rivals, but also carries more risk. The price that kit manufacturers have been willing to pay have been growing considerably over the past decade, and what might seem like a good deal now might not appear to be so strong in 5 or 6 years, which is likely when Liverpool will be thinking about the next tender process beyond this current one. Newcastle have enjoyed what is reported to be a jump from £5 million per year with Castor to £30 million per year with Adidas, and the likes of Arsenal are locked into £75 million per year deal with the same manufacturer. Manchester City received £65 million from Puma, Chelsea get £60 million from a long-term deal with Nike that was agreed over 15 years back in 2016, and Tottenham received £30 million from Nike for another long-term deal. For Liverpool, where they return to receiving a larger guaranteed sum over a shorter period, is likely that they would be commanding something in between that of Arsenal and Manchester United have been able to gain from their respective deals, with at least parity with Arsenal's £75 million expected. Given inflation, the nature of the market at present could well be around £80 million per year. What a giant leap that is, guys. That is a massive, massive deal. It's a sensational deal, and don't underestimate it. £80 million per year. Look, I'm not a deluded Liverpool fan. Look, due to Manchester United's success, I do say that they are probably the bigger club in England. Of course, they have we have a huge fan base as well, but I would say that they are ultimately. It's not being a Liverpool supporter for admitting that. I do think Liverpool do probably sit second biggest in the Premier League. For us to get £80 million per year is absolutely massive for this football club. And yeah, that's it. Interesting, massive deal, and I'm happy with that. But Liverpool fans, do let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.